What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneauShow, Underdog to Success. Again, I'm honored. I'm blessed. I got another artist, amazing artist with me, killing it, doing amazing things. I don't know how I'm getting these artists in interviews, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at all, man. Man, can you tell them about all the amazing things, all the amazing platforms you on, all the amazing music that you're providing, man? Tell them they can find everything, man.
Yeah, I just dropped an album on my birthday. It's called "Wasn't Always Easy." Easy spelled EVSY. It's on every streaming platform you can think of: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. I mean, pretty much everywhere, man. That's where my music is at. I'm also getting ready to. I'm getting ready to drop a new tape as well. Maybe end of February, so be on the lookout for that as well.
Yeah, yeah. When was your birthday, man?
September 7th.
Ah, man.
Yes, sir.
I got
Virgo.
yeah.
Virgo. Why?
I got a lot of family that's like September, October, November, like right in that December, like oh my God, it's like a
Okay.
freaking
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like, my birthday was what, like last Monday? So
Oh
yeah.
man, congrats to that, man. Happy belated.
Damn, thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, so yeah, that was crazy. I was like, I was like, you know, but man, like, what got you into music, man? Because it seems like something that you probably was always wanting to do, but it seems like it takes a lot to get into the music, man. It takes a lot, like podcasting. It takes a lot for people to really truly understand what you're doing and
Yeah.
understand your dream and believe in you just like you believe in yourself. So, what made you finally say, you know what, man, I'm gonna do this for real? And so what kicked that in? What made that
Um,
happen?
I think just to realize. I mean, I've always loved music. I've always had an interest towards it from a young kid. Growing up listening to my mom playing old school jams, listening to my grandfather. He was just the life of the party. He was always dancing before he passed away. Um, so just being around it, and then going to college and realizing that I was a hooper, and so realizing that NBA wasn't my calling. I'm always into being creative. I'm always into, like I said, music, and I just always gravitated towards it. So I would say like maybe my sophomore year in college, that's when I realized I'm like, NBA is not gonna work. Let me try something new. And I realized, I was like 17, 18 years old, and I was in LA. That's when I was living in LA. I had just got done playing basketball. I called it quits. And at 18, 19 years old, I was interning for some, big producers out in LA. And that's kind of when I knew, like, this is what I need to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I left San Diego with nothing in my pocket. Hopped on the train with a burrito. My mom didn't want me to go, and I went out to LA and I figured it out, and I found my way into being able to intern for some of the coldest producers out at the time. So that's when I knew, like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah. Wow, man. You're originally from San Diego? That's
Yeah, originally from San Diego.
damn. Yeah, that's when you just believe in yourself, man. You're like, man, I gotta just try something.
Yeah,
You get to the point where you're just like, man, fuck it, I might as well try this. Like, let's just see.
real
That's a
talk.
lot of there's a lot of artists that were hoopers that turned into like put the music more forefront. And there's a lot of art like basketball players now that still do music all in the off season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like that's pretty cool because one of my favorite artists is J. Cole. So
dope.
anytime anytime I see him do the basketball shit, I'm like, yeah, that
Yeah,
that, that fits. Like,
they 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 definitely. But I always tell people like they definitely both coexist with each other, and that's what's amazing about it is. I mean, obviously, not every hooper is a good rapper. Not every rapper is a good hooper. But when you can balance out both of them, man, it's a beautiful feeling. I just came back from hooping today, and I'm like, I went out there and I was doing my thing, and I won 6, 7 games today in pickup. Um, but to be able to come back to my reality, and it's just dope. Like being able to still go and hoop against the guys who's really trying to do it, and I'm just out there for fun. And I get to come back home and then be creative and make music. I mean, they both coexist. So I think it was just an easy transition for me to be able to get into the music.
mm. what uh what made you realize that basketball NBA wasn't gonna be an option? what made you realize that? Because it could be a lot of things, but NBA being like you've been working your life probably to be a basketball star. Then you like at 19, like I don't know about this shit.
I just had a lot of like guys I used to look up to, you know what I'm saying? And I see them like chasing it at 30, chasing it at, you know, still trying to get overseas, still trying to get to the NBA, whatever. And I didn't want to be one of those guys. And you know, I sent my brother make it to the NBA. So that was more than enough for me to be like, damn, like, you know, he showed me that once you put it out in the air, what you want to do, it's, you know, you can make like manifestation is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? I see him tell me, he used to tell me I want to go to the league, and he made it happen. But you know, kind of to veer back to your question, like, yeah, it was just like I knew like I wasn't as dedicated as he was for basketball. I was naturally pretty good, you know what I'm saying? I was a great defender, had a great three ball, great passer, but like when he would be in the gym, I would be out partying, you know, and that's when I knew, yeah, that where I was worried about shit. I was worried about females. So that's when I knew like it's either you want it or you don't. And I ended up going to my first college. After high school, I went to my first college called Saddleback College. And I came off like my high school team, we was the number 7 ranked team in the nation. It was the number 2 ranked team in the state. And I was starting for them. You know, we won the state championship and everything. So we was good. I had about 12 schools that wanted to offer me. My grades wasn't really good enough. So I ended up going to JC. The JC I chose was the wrong JC. The coach that I had, he ended up having, our team was stacked. Like he overstacked the team. We had like 5 point guards. We had like 5 point guards. Then we had like 3 point guards on red shirt ready to go just in case somebody, just in case somebody got hurt. So, you know, the transition from high school where it was fun, then getting to college, and it's like now it's a business. I didn't know how to handle that at 18, 19 years old. So, you know, sometimes I look back and I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have quit. I should have kept going because I could have for sure been overseas making some money. Especially now that I'm older and I really know how to play the game. I can only imagine if I would have never stopped. But at the time, I was like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to be chasing it. Like, if I would have made it to a university right out of high school, maybe it would have been different for me. But I was scared of the grind back then. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared of the grind. Like, I always loved hooping, but once reality kind of hit, when it was like, damn, I came off of being one of the top point guards coming out of Cali, you know, to now I'm in college and I'm playing 2 minutes a game. And I broke a bone in my foot. And I didn't play 2 minutes a game because I wasn't good enough. It was just like I didn't know how to battle, you know what I'm saying, for that spot. And I ended up breaking the bone in my foot. And then still came back and I was still killing all the point guards. And I never really got my opportunity to show like this is the reason why I'm here. So I ended up leaving that situation, going to a different college in Sacramento. And when I got to Sacramento, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really got like all F's because the city was boring. I didn't have no friends out there. So I wasn't motivated to do any basketball. And that's when I came back to LA, and sky was the limit for them. Sky was the limit from there with music.
Yeah, man. That's a story.
Yeah,
Like, cause it's like a lot of people when that dream like falls apart, they fall apart.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like that that completely just takes them out of the whole mindset of like, well, fuck it. This was supposed to be my dream. This was supposed to be plan A. I don't have no plan B. This is all I was
yeah,
supposed to do.
yeah.
And you was like, fuck that. I will find a plan B. like,
You got to, bro, because it's like I got so many friends who they was destined to be in the league. They was destined to like they had all the accolades. You know what I'm saying? They had the hype. They had the hype behind them. Like, and once they got to college and they realized it wasn't that. Now I see them now. I see them nowadays, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, they alcoholics or you know what I'm saying? They done gave up on life because they like, damn, like you just said, like this is my only plan. See, me early, I told myself, nah, like, no, I'm not gonna be that guy. Like, you got to come up with it. I wanted to hit reality. I wanted to hit the real world early. You know what I'm saying? So I can get used to it and accustomed to it early, rather than trying to ball till you 30 and then now you 30, now you got to hit the real world and you don't know nothing about the real world.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my reality. Like, nah, let's hit the real world at 18, 19. So when you hit 30, you already ready for it.
That's a that's a great way of looking at it because a lot of people, like you just said, they wait till their 30s and be like, okay, now what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now what? And they ain't got no plan. It's like, dog, you can't have that. So your approach was, fuck it. I'm young. I'd rather deal with the bullshit now. So when it comes, I wouldn't be surprised that it's the same bullshit. At least I know how to deal with it now.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
I went through a lot
that's
of trial and error early. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 18, 19 years old, interning for one of the top producers out in LA at the time. And I was young, so he would always give me the studio, let me drive his cars. It was a time where I he gave me the studio and he had went out of town with Justin Bieber. And I stayed overnight there, and I'm geeked. I'm 18, like yeah, I'm in LA doing it. So I had to end up. No, I ain't really telling anybody the story either. I had to end up taking my shirt off in the studio. I'm 18, 19. I'm like, look at me. I'm in LA. Who want to pull up to the studio? Not realizing that like I'm working for an actual business. Like this ain't no homie stuff. I'm really an intern. I'm really like this is a actual business that you're working for. And um, I ended up right after I posted the picture. 5 minutes later, I got fired from his assistant texted me and was like, no, actually, his assistant sent him the picture, and he texted me like, "Yo, this is unacceptable. I'm running the business here." This is when Instagram first took off. Yo, go.
oh shit.
This is when Instagram first took off, and that was like mind-boggling for me to be like, "Damn!" Like I was going to the Cubs with them. I'm in the studio and hearing songs come out before they even come out. I mean, hearing songs before they even come out. Um, and to get that, it was just kind of like a slap in the face because I had at that point, I gave up basketball. I had worked so hard to get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leaving Diego at 18 and then finding myself in the studio with celebrities, somebody that I aspire to be one day. I'm around all these guys, and then you get fired. So that was for me like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a turning point for me. Like either you quit because you got fired, or you learn from this experience and then you move accordingly. And you never do this again. And then when I get my shit up and going, and I got a young dude who's working for me and interning for me, I know how to properly what's the word I'm looking for?
Give them
Assist.
advice.
Yeah,
Give them
exactly.
advice.
Advice on my wrongdoings early, and I'll be able to guide these young dudes in the right way because I done been through it. So that's it's a blessing. I'm so blessed to be able to, like I said, deal with that early on rather than dealing with it at 30 or whatever, 25, whatever. And I got to deal with it, and then it's just crazy. The tables always turn. Like I used to tell him all the time about my brother and my brother's at UCLA at the time, and he was cold. I knew he was going to the league. I used to always tell him about him, and then I want to say about 3-4 years later, maybe 5 years later after that, I ended up seeing that same producer I was working for in Vegas. And now he coming to party with us. Like he ain't had no table or nothing. Like he was like, you could tell like he was looking for somebody he knew. And I ended up letting him come to party with us. And it was just a good feeling to know, like, damn, you fired me, but I didn't have no bad blood towards you. I still let you come party with us. But now the table's done turned. Now, like, we really here. You know what I'm saying? Now I got the resources that I don't even really need you no more. Like, I'm easy. I'm doing it. So that's my little story. That's my little background.
Nah, man, cause man, that is a story. Cause you know what I mean. People would probably be like, "You fired me, now I'm gonna shit on you."
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Real
complete
talk.
different. It's like, nah, man, like ain't no malice. You taught me a lesson.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you taught me a goddamn lesson. I gotta take that. Like that's a real lesson I learned,
yeah.
and now I could show that to people. Like, nah, I'm not telling you that. Like for you, like you got an intern now. It's like I'm not telling you this to be mean. I'm telling you this shit because I've been through it already. I'm
Real
trying to
talk.
help you. I'm trying to help you, and I'm giving you the tools. So when you get one intern in your camp, you know how to maneuver, and that's the beauty of learning, man. That's the beauty of
Yeah,
having those moments because that's what this is. It's not about holding the information to yourself. It's about teaching the next people how to move accordingly. And
exactly.
that's a very important thing. A lot of people forget that in
Mm-hmm.
this world
Real
for
talk.
some parent. You forget that shit for some apparent reason. Don't know why, but they forget that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Real,
Yeah,
real
yeah.
talk. that's any advice I can get is like go through all the trial and error early, so you know you ain't got to deal with this shit later on, man. Because I know how to move now. Like I go to LA now. I mean, I know how to move. I ain't no kid no more. I know what I messed up, where I messed up at. I can only imagine where I would be right now musically if I was still around that every day. You know, I would have found my way out there. Um, but I take it with a grain of salt. Like I'm not sitting back like, damn, I should have did this, I should have did that. Like I learned from it, man. That's the beauty. That's the best thing about it, is learning. You know what I'm saying? It was a learning experience, and now it built so much character for me. Like, and that's why I feel like my music is how it is now, because I got to see it early. I got to see their recording process. I got to see celebrities come in, and I'm in the front room, I'm in the middle room, Chris Brown in the back room recording. I'm in the middle room recording, Rita Ora in the front room recording. Like, I got to be around that at 17, 18 years old. So when I see it now, it's like, it's easy, it's regular. Like it don't faze me nothing. I know I'm supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing, man. And those stories, so people will run and tell those stories to everybody because that's the only glory moment sometimes. But it's
Yeah,
just like you was like, nah, that taught me. I learned a lot from that moment, but I'm still pushing to get that.
yeah. Bro,
like,
it didn't slow me down. It just added value to me. Like, bro, you was 17, 18 years old around Chris Brown and them. Like, I was doing shit at 17, 18. Dudes is just now doing 30, 40, 50, whatever. Like, I was doing it. So that's what, to answer your question, to kind of piggyback on what you asked earlier, that's when I knew music was for me. 17, 18 years old, and you recording in the studio with Chris Brown and Rita Ora. Like, oh yeah, this is where you're supposed to be at. And can't no regular person just do this. You gotta be a different type of person to be in these same rooms, in these same buildings as these guys.
definitely, yeah, that will make you really, really, really get like motivated.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how, like that'll motivate me because it's like I've been around that already. I know what I want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Not real talk. Real talk. And then now to see like 4 or 5 years later, like my best friend is $100 million man. Like that's what I aspire to be. I aspire to be having $100 million. Like, so I know I'm around the right shit. I just got to keep going. I just got to continue to do the right thing and learn, learn from my trial and error and hit those roadblocks. And, when you fall, just get back up and keep going.
Yeah, man. Speaking of your friend, man, I read that you actually made a song for your friend commercial for his shoes, right? And
Yes,
one
sir.
shoes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How was that like? What was that like? Getting that look from your home and like your brother, like forgiving him, like he know you grinding, he know you killing it. Like let's do something together.
It felt good, man, because I'm like, he like my biggest critic. I'd be scared to show him my music because like his favorite artist is J. Cole, Drake. He like them type of rappers, you know what I'm saying? And he know me from basketball. That's what he know me from. So like he's a huge critic of my music, and so like I said, a lot of trial and error going through like being a terrible artist to like now he actually respect my music, he respect my grind. So to go out there and just purely be supporting him in a photo shoot, only for him to be like, yo, play your music while I'm doing my photo shoot in the whole building. And then like, I always, this is another example, some more advice I got. Make sure you're ready for opportunities, because
Mm.
I had grinding for a full year and a half on my album. So when it was time to go out there and support him, I was ready for my opportunity to play my shit for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the N1 guys coming up to me like, after I played 2 or 3 songs, I got the N1 guys coming up to me like, yo, what song was that you just played? And I'm like, that's me. They like, hey,
Yeah.
dude, that ain't you. I'm like, they're like, nah, that ain't you. I'm like, nah, that's me for real. They're like, man, we thought that was Drake or something. And I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, nah, that's me. So, obviously N1 ain't it's not a Nike, it ain't a Adidas, whatever, but it's still a household name. And for them to be one of my music put behind any of their production, like that's a surreal moment, bro. That's a surreal moment for me. Like I grew up watching Hot Sauce. We grew up watching, you know what I'm saying, AO and all them.
Earthquake. Yeah.
So for me to be able to like first and foremost, see my best friend like get a shoe deal. Like only time you see that type of shit is when you playing 2K, you got a my player and your my player get a shoe deal. Like that's, you know what I'm saying. You aspire to like, yo, my player go crazy so he can get a shoe deal. You know what I'm saying? So to see that reality and then have my music put behind a commercial is like a surreal moment for me, bro. It's an amazing feeling. Amazing feeling.
Yeah, man. Everybody grew up on A1.
Yeah.
And1, like, everybody grew up on A1, man. Half man,
Fact.
half amazing. Like,
Fact.
that was my shit.
It was cold, man. You know, everybody wanted to be hot sauce at one point in life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to give them a lose. So, you know, again, you know, as everything transpires and years have years have moved on, for me to be able to be in that position, I can only tell myself like, yo, I'm glad you never quit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you took a leap of faith and said, leave basketball alone. Because now look, like that's just something small. I got even more stuff that's cooking up right now with brands, and you know I can't even speak on that stuff, but we working though. I promise you that.
That's what's good. That's what's up, man. Because and also that's another advice that we need to take into account. Keep the right people around you, man. You never know what's gonna happen.
Real talk. Real
You
talk.
never know what's gonna happen. Like you was like your homie. He wanted it. He wanted to be that guy.
Yeah,
He wanted to be the
yeah,
basketball star. You was like, it ain't for me, but I know I'm
yeah,
gonna find another way and another a way to get it my own.
yeah,
And for him to come back full circle and be like, hey, bro, I appreciate you still holding me down and fucking with me. Let me
yeah.
give you this opportunity. That's a big fucking moment because a lot of people probably wouldn't do that shit.
And then a lot of people wouldn't even be ready for that moment too, because they, you know, like imagine if he would have been like, yo, play your music, and I'm like, oh, bro, I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Uh,
That's what I'm trying to tell people, like, bro, you gotta be ready for your opportunity. Like, whatever it is, go for it. Because if you get that call and you ain't got you don't got the product, then you may not ever get that call again. You know what I'm saying? So now I was ready for my moment, and that taught me a lesson. Like, yo, I'm glad. Like, I'm glad you was up grinding in the studio for a year straight. You had some product to show, and I'm making songs. I had made the song "Imagine This," which was about the shoe deal. I had made this song the day after we had got off the phone call with N1, because we got to create a shoe. You know, he gave us full
oh
creative
shit.
control. Yeah, like he gave, it's like four, you know, it's like five of us in the group. He calls us and he gives us full creative control to create a shoe. You know what I'm saying? So like that's another thing. I got to make a shoe, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
The next day, I call my producer and I get to the studio and I'm like, yo, I just we gotta make a song about this. And I was gonna call the song Shoe Deal, and I was like, nah, that's cliche. Um, so I ended up calling it Imagine This because when you're a young dude, like it's something you can only imagine to be a part of and imagine to see. Um, and I called it Imagine This because it's our reality now. It ain't just imagining it; it's really our reality. So that's a little backstory on that, man. You know, it's a blessing, man.
Damn, man.
Your opportunity. That's my word of the day.
Yeah, man. Definitely. A lot of people wouldn't have the. Some people be like, dude, be like, yo, play your music, and be like, it's not ready yet. Like, what the fuck you mean it's not ready yet? Like you mean it's not ready yet? The fuck? The fuck you been doing?
It's like, damn, you been in the studio all this time, bro. You posted on the gram, you in the studio, but you ain't got no product to show me. Like, come on, you can't take him serious.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, what the fuck you been doing? Just taking
Yeah,
pictures?
yeah, real talk. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this year. I'm hoping to lock some more endorsements in and get some more, get some more placements. I'm ready for it. I'm super ready for it.
Yeah, man. Uh, and man, your homie also killed it last night, man. In the Milwaukee game, he killed it last night. Welcome back to LA. I heard, yeah, welcome
Yeah,
back, cause he killed it. I was like, holy shit.
it's dope. It's dope because like with him being traded, like it's crazy scenarios, bro. Like I was just out in Portland. I came back for 2 weeks, and I was supposed to go out there to Portland with him. I was going to be out there for like 2 months, just rocking out with him. And he had just got all his furniture and he bought a new crib out there, obviously. And
Damn.
then it was already furnished. So then he ended up sat down with an interior designer, buying a whole bunch of new stuff. And the stuff obviously had just come in. The next day after all his furniture came in, he gets the call that he's traded to LA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like crazy to see the business and how it works. What was we talking about? I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. And then now he's in LA. I tell him like once he gets traded, he calls me later on after he talked to everybody, and he's like, and I just tell him straight up like, yo, you playing really good basketball in Portland right now, but now that you traded, like with Paul George being out, with Kawhi being out, which both of them really respect his game a lot. And he obviously won a friendship with Kawhi, so you already got a friendship with him. Him and Paul George been friends. But I told him like while they're out, make a name for yourself. Like you're on a new team, but don't go there on some like, oh, I'm gonna be lackadaisical or I'm gonna sit back and wait my turn. Like, go take it, And everything I told him to do, not saying he did it because of me, but it felt good to be able to tell him that, and then see him go out there and do just that. I mean, he put in a lot of work, so anywhere he gonna produce. You know what I'm saying? He put. Yeah. That's one dude where like he taught me like, bro, if you gonna rap, you gotta rap, because he can't rap sometimes, but you gotta rap all the time. And that's what I seen like being around him during the summers and seeing how like, bro, we getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, coming back home, eating breakfast at 9 or 10, whatever. We back to the gym at 11, come back home. Now we back doing boxing, or we back doing Pilates or yoga. Like we doing basically 3 workouts in one day. So it's like, and he got at that time he had $42 million. This is before his big deal. So it's like, if this man just signed $40 million, we still getting up every day grinding. What's my excuse when I'm back home and I'm not around it? Like, what's my excuse to not be rapping? What's my excuse to not be in the studio working? I ain't got no excuse. So that's how my album came out. Really putting the grind in, man. And, it took me damn near 2 years to put my album together. So that's why I'm so confident about it, because I know it ain't bullshit. I put too much time and effort into it. I didn't make that album in 1 week, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
100. Yeah, man. Yeah, when I saw him get traded, I said, he got traded? I was like, what the fuck is going on? I said, what type of shit is that?
But he didn't get traded because he's playing bad. He just got traded because like he had the most value. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was like, because I was like, damn, I know Portland kind of bad right now, but I'm like, you traded him? What the fuck going
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
What type of shit is this? Like,
It just you free up cap space. Obviously, he paid him 90 mil, so you free up cap space, and then you get more. You get more with him being gone, because obviously you got more money, and then he's valuable. You can get a lot of assets from him. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't. That's what he taught me. Like, it ain't because I'm playing bad, bro. It's just I got the most value on the team. So
yeah, I'm like, damn, he been traded 2 straight trade deadlines. I'm like, what the fuck going on? I'm like, Toronto, now Portland. I'm like, y'all really fucking up with that person, because he is killing it. I don't know what the fuck y'all saying.
yeah, but you got to think about it, bro. Think about all the guys like, or all the teams that like fucked up. Like Charlotte could have Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's a huge fuck up, but you gotta live with it and deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like, Toronto got rid of DeMar, but then got Kawhi. Like, DeMar didn't put in all the work over there, but Kawhi comes in 1 year, wins the ship, and then now he leaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even stay. They offer him the world. They offer his kids healthcare for life, and then he leaves. So like, it's a tricky situation, because like, yeah, we got rid of DeMar, then we got rid of Norm, and then we got Kawhi, but then he left, so now we left with really nothing. But you got a championship out of it. So it's just a tricky business, bro. You got to take all emotion out of it. Like, it's just business. It ain't nothing but business.
Yeah, I think the first time you get traded may be personal, but then the second and third, you're like, all right, fuck it, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Really wanted to stay in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? He really wanted to stay in Toronto. He really wanted to like
So that was his
be
first place.
Yeah, he
That was
just
his
wanted
first place.
one team, like Kobe, like just play. Well, not Kobe, but he just wanted to be on one team his whole career. So that one really hurt him. Like, damn, I'm really out of here. But like, leaving Portland, like, We back home. We back home. We doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
With
So
that,
like, man,
but with that being said, it's like a beautiful feeling for me because obviously, like I said, it's like it's like a Ferris wheel for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 18, 19 years old out there. Now 10 years later, my brother out there and being next to him, I'm gonna be able to do the same thing I was doing at 18, 19, but now older, and I'm gonna be able to do it at a higher scale because being around him is only gonna bring me opportunity. And LA is like the epitome of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be able to do my thing out there. So that's why I'm just like, I'm googly. I'm happy, bro. It's gonna be a great year, man.
hey, yeah. Um, man, like I was saying, man, music though, man, music is such an impactful thing,
Yeah.
and you got so many artists that can impact you. But what was the one artist that you was like, man, this artist is the one I fuck with the most. Like this is the person I want to kind of emulate, kind of, but like
Meek Mill, Meek Mill and Drake for sure. I say Meek Mill just because I remember a post vividly that he posted like when he was first coming up on Instagram when, excuse me, obviously he already had, you know, his fly cars and all that, but I studied him a lot because he never left his friends behind. His
mm,
main day ones, the O'Malley's, the Pimons, like them dudes right there, they with him like every step of the way. Like as he grows and as he builds, like they grow and they build as well. You can see like they follow him. Obviously, they don't got 22 million, but they got 300,000 followers. You know, they got 400,000 followers. So I just seen how he moved with his team and how he structured everything. And I remember the post that he had put up when like he already got all his cars, and then he had posted like 3 or 4 cars on the freeway, and he was like, I told my boys it's daytime and shine. So like seeing that, I was like, damn, that's how I want to like. I want to get on, and like I want to be able to get my homies whips. I want to be able to like not enable them, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like we all got to put in work, we all got to grind, but
mm-hmm.
that's how I want to move. Like I want to have a team. I want to have my team with me, even with Drake. Like having his one producer he rock with 40, and you got Chubbs that go everywhere with like them. That's what I emulate. I want to be able to make great music, but have my team with me and travel the world and do it and do fly stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
how real they are as well. Like their music is real. It's valid. Like thorough, bro. It's just there's no faking with they music, and that's how I feel like mine is. Like every album, I mean every song on my album is an experience I actually went through. You know, like PJ's in Miami. We really took a private jet to Miami and had a ball out there. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine this. Like we really ready to shoot. You know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
it's so many different songs on there where it's like real life moments that I just put in the music. So yeah, Meek Mill and Drake is definitely my top 2 artists I listen to and follow.
Yeah, yeah. Drake definitely. Drake's one of my favorite artists. I
Yeah,
think people give him his credit, but they don't give him his credit. If that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
If that makes sense. Like they give
100%.
him his credit, but like, they give him his credit, but they don't give him his credit. Like it's like all the artists that he put on also. Like the first time I heard Kendrick Lamar was on Drake album. First time I
Yeah,
heard The Weeknd was on Drake album. So it's just
yeah,
like y'all don't give that man his proper respect. I don't understand that.
yeah. I mean, and that's another. Yeah, that's great that you brought that up because you got the like you got the even the young artists that like older artists and older like OGs and again like they ain't never really moved how Drake moved. Like he'll find the hottest artist coming out. He like he did a song with YG. That take you to another level. You do a song with Drake. You know what I'm saying? And you did Block Boy JB like did a song with him. You would never think that Drake would do a song with like a Memphis artist like that who was a young dude and it's just wild, but he did. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's a et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many artists that like he works with. Obviously, it's like he's not just gonna give everybody a verse, but the ones that he does, it's dope to see like him kind of reaching back and pulling people up outside of his
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah. It's crazy because like if like people pay attention, like he the reason why the Migos and Lil Baby are where they at right now in their careers.
Real talk.
He gave Migos the Versace verse. He gave the
Real
baby the Yes Indeed verse. They ain't
even
looked back since.
Even Lil Durk went crazy on his album. I mean, on his single for the album. And then look where it took Lil Durk. It's like, bro, it's just that's how I want to be as an OG. If I made it that far, like, why make it that far to not get back and not pull other people up? You can't pull everybody up, but the ones that you really see,
Can
yeah. Come on, why not?
yeah,
Why
like
not?
yeah. I mean, yeah. We going on about Drake. Drake killed
Yeah,
like Drake has put a lot of motherfuckers on. Future, people forget he was on Tony Montana before anybody
back,
knew who Future was. He jumped on Tony
back.
Montana. Like,
Out about
look, yeah, like Drake done put some people on. Kendrick, Weekend, fuck
yeah.
Party Next Door, of course. Party Next Door. Uh,
I,
like,
I do party next door. He a vibe. He a super vibe. But yeah. Well, my question to you is, you think he the greatest to ever do it? Not even numbers wise. Talking about like, bro, that man got hits, bro. He got. I ain't heard a bad song. I ain't heard a bad verse. I ain't heard a bad album. Like everything he didn't really touch is classic.
I I'm gonna say this because people I've been listening to Drake since '09, so
Mm,
far gone.
yeah,
I like that was like my first time really like getting into Drake music. So literally when everybody heard about Drake, that's when I heard about Drake.
yeah.
But So Far Gone was such a classic album. Like he still got one of my favorite songs off that project.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fear is one of my favorite songs that dude's ever
Facts.
done. Like that is my fucking shit. I don't care what nobody say. That's my shit. That's,
Real talk. What's up?
like that song, then like him even working with the late great Nipsey Hussle with Killer, like that
Yeah,
song, like
yeah,
like the fact that he knew about Nip and he was working with Nip before anybody knew Nip, like it was like
yeah,
you could
yeah.
tell like he knew then what the shit was. Like even him and J Cole doing In the Morning, and like before J Cole popped off and went off, like he knew these artists before they were gonna like take off, and I think is he
He's
the
like a
greatest ever?
musical genius, bro. He just like he a musical genius, bro. To be able to pick guys out and then like really see them like flourish after he worked with them, it's like, damn, bro, you really smart as fuck.
And the thing is, like, people forget, like, I could go on and on about the people he's actually physically done songs with and done music with because it's easy
Mhm.
to just pick. Like, he put Kid on. Nobody was fucking with Kid before he, like, did one dance and shit. Like, nobody was fucking with Kid like that. He give Kid one dance, nigga, all to the races. Like, what the fuck? Like, you
Fact,
gotta stop. Like,
fact.
people forget all of the fucking people this man had put on. Him and Meek.
Yeah,
Like him and Meek when
yeah.
they first like I remember when Drake first started doing tours. I think it was the Club Paradise tour.
Mhm.
If you actually go back and watch the tour and who was on that tour, French Montana, Two Chains, Meek Mill, J. Cole, Waka Flocka. This nigga knew.
Yeah.
This nigga knew he had an all-star team on a tour. Who the fuck does that? Like, who the
Facts,
fuck does that? And
facts.
by the way, people don't even realize this. Everybody that was on that tour, he had a song with.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yep. No Lie with Two Chains. Round of applause to Waka Flocka. I forgot when him and French had. Oh, Stay Scheming came out around that time. Him and
Yeah,
J.
yeah,
Cole. Him and J. Cole in the morning. And then him and Meek had Amen. The nigga had songs with these niggas and killed the whole tour. You don't even realize it. Like this
yeah,
nigga was already planning the shit before anybody could see it. Like him and ASAP Rocky, putting ASAP Rocky on. Like this nigga knew. Like come on, man. Like this, I think his musical mind and he's one of the greatest to ever do that. And I think
yeah,
his song quality. Like like people always give Jay Z that nod for picking the right beats and picking the right songs and picking Drake's just like that.
yeah, yeah.
Like you're gonna look back and be like all of the artists that Drake put on, you're gonna be like, that's every fucking person that we could from when he started to now. Like you
Mhm.
can't find one artist that didn't probably work with Drake. It's rare.
Facts, facts.
It's fucking rare. Like
Yeah,
it's fucking like he's not Kendrick. He's not J. Cole. Cause he was like, yeah, I fuck with you, I work with you.
yeah,
But I,
yeah.
but I think it's also the I think that's the Lil Wayne influence. Because Lil
Mm.
Wayne just didn't say no to features. Lil Wayne was on everybody's songs. Drake
and
took that
killing
shit.
her.
Like, I'm gonna do that shit and killed everybody's shit. And Drake took that shit and ran with it. I think that was the same thing.
Yeah, he took it and kind of like sauteed it in his own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Took the recipe and sauteed it up and was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that, but I'm gonna do it this way though. So it's dope, man. It's dope to see.
Yeah, man. What's the goal? What's the end goal at the end of the day for like the music, the creation of it all? Like, what's the end goal?
Oh, great question, man. I think the end goal for me is like I make music like obviously anything I do I want to be the greatest in, but it's deeper than just being the greatest, bro. Like I want to leave a legacy deeper than music. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave a legacy like I'm a creator, bro. I'm not just a musical artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm into stocks, bro. You know, I want to like my dad made 100,000 a month doing stocks, so I got that like at the tip of my finger. So, you know, I want to be able to just look back and say like, damn, music was a stepping stone for me to be able to really take over the world. You know, and that's what I see music as for me is I'm very dope at it. I'm talented. I'm on my own sound. I don't ever try to duplicate what somebody else makes. I try to create like everything off my album. I created myself with my producer. I got to pick every single sound you hear on there. So you know, yeah, the end goal for me, man, is just being able to use it as a stepping stone to conquer the world and leave a legacy far beyond me when I'm gone. That's what the end goal for me is.
Uh, do you want Grammys one day? Do you want a Grammy one day, or is it just like I just want people to listen to my shit?
Nah, like I think everybody want a Grammy. Like even the ones that say they don't,
You know,
they want a Grammy. You know what I'm saying I think I can. I not even think I know that I can. Uh, I know I can do it. You know, being around the right people, being versatile, being able to walk into any building and hold a conversation with anybody. I know things like that I can obtain. And I will obtain. So yeah, like Grammy is definitely someone on my list. Um, um, I don't know what a Grammy form is for movies, but I would definitely love to be in a movie. And like you know, I went to creative performing arts school in middle school. Like my first love was I really wanted to be on TV. Um, so yes, doing something and doing something in movie business as well. And getting some type of accolades towards that for sure, even if it's just on the production side, even if it's not being in movies, just being, I want to own production companies all around the world. I want to be able to travel and make money everywhere I go. Like, yeah, Grammy is definitely on top of the list for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You walk
So
into a room and somebody that got a Grammy, you like, oh damn, he got a Grammy, like he official.
They'd be like, yeah, you can't tell him shit. He good.
So I want that feeling when people walk in there like, yeah, he did it for sure. Yeah, I definitely want.
Yeah, yeah, man. Man, that's an interesting thing because I don't know if I want awards for this podcast shit. That's just me because I
Mm-hmm,
think that to me the legacy is more important. I want to leave a legacy.
mm-hmm.
Like
And
that's all I care. That's all I care about.
and that's an award in itself. That's a trophy in itself. Like
It
for
really
you
is.
to leave behind a legacy, like obviously, like if I get a Grammy or not, it ain't gonna make or break me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of dope, great artists out there. They never got a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? So and they succeeded in many different ways, but um, you know, it's not all about the glitz and glamour for me. Like obviously, as an artist, I would definitely love to have a Grammy, but my I seen my grandfather go to. I think he went to World War I believe, one of the World Wars, and 14 kids. You know what I'm saying? House paid off. That's a legacy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's a legacy. Like, you know, he got when we buried him, he was buried next to all the veterans. Like, you know, that's somebody who really he ain't no celebrity, man. But to me, that's a celebrity, man. He a celebrity in my eyes. Like I seen him do it. I seen him leave his legacy. Like, bro, you got 14 kids. Not saying I want 14 kids, but you got 14 kids that got your last name. They forever. They're forever. And when it's gonna continue, like your legacy is gonna forever continue. You got a house paid off that we all can. Well, my aunties and uncles sold it for some money. That's a tough story right there, but that's one of my other goals is to make enough money to go back and purchase the house. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And that's behind my grandpa leaving a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to go back and I know what that house meant to my dad. I know what that house meant to my grandfather. You know, so the legacy is more important than any award, bro. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave your staple, leave your name behind for the ones coming up behind you to continue it. You can't take none of this shit with you. You can't take no Grammys with you. You can't take no money with you. You can't take houses with you, but you can leave a legacy. That's the only award I want. Like people ask me all the time, you want to be rich? Like, what's rich, bro? Like, what is rich? I was Bob Marley said that. Like, what's rich? Like money? Nah, okay, yeah, it's cool. Money's freedom. Money, it's cool to have money, but like, bro, I'm rich every day I wake up
Mm.
because nobody can tell me how to move. Nobody can tell me, oh, you need to be doing this, doing that. I work for myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to nobody unless it's good advice. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like I work for me. So yeah, man, leave your legacy. If I could say anything, leave your legacy and do it your way. Because when you leave out of here, bro, it like you don't know what's after this. You know what I'm saying?
100. 100, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man. I know you got some stuff to do, but before you go, man, I always close out this thing I do at Underdog to Success. Pretty much after my interviews, I always ask somebody what is one thing about music that they love. What is one thing they could tell uh pretty much anybody in the world that's looking for something, or because a lot of people out here struggling, because mentally, mental state, physically, they can't do what they want to do or something like that. So, what is one thing? Legacy is a very important thing, but what is one thing about music that you love that you would tell somebody that wants to get into music?
Being able to express yourself, and I think that's the biggest thing for me is that it's a lot of times like I'm very I don't know if introvert is the right word. Introvert is that when you like to yourself?
To yourself, definitely to yourself.
Yeah,
I'm introverted.
yeah, yeah. I'm an introvert in some ways. Like I do like to be like I like to travel a lot. I like to meet people. I like to meet new people. But like other than that, like I like to be by myself a lot of the times. Um and a lot of it's for me it's kind of like it's like a win lose because like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But um when it's a lot of times I'll be going through shit and I don't have nobody to call because like I'm an introvert. I didn't X everybody out. You know what I'm
Out.
saying?
Hmm.
But then being able to express what I'm going through music and and then have everybody come back and listen and be like, damn, bro, that's what you was going through. That's what really happened. Yeah, being able to express yourself, man, in the right ways and being yourself through it all. Not trying to don't try to be like, the kids that's putting guns in the videos and you think it's cool, so you think you're gonna get on doing that because that only lasts for so long. So yeah, man, just being yourself, being able to express yourself within not being fake, being thorough, being genuine to who you are. Um, yeah, that's why I love music, man.
Yeah, man. One more time, tell people they can find your music, find your social media platforms, YouTube channels, all that, man.
Yeah, my social media platform is easy or nothing. Again, easy is spelled Evsy. The A is turned upside down. That's my Instagram page, easy or nothing. And then again, you can find my albums and my upcoming albums as well. You can find them on Spotify. You can find them on Tidal, every streaming platform, Apple Music, so on and so forth. The only thing I'm not really on, I'm never on is SoundCloud. I need to start dropping a lot more singles on there though. But outside of SoundCloud, you can find my music everywhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate this conversation, man. I really enjoyed this, man.
No doubt.
It's probably gonna be out. It's probably gonna be out tomorrow, but Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely, man. So thank you for doing this. Shout out to Kick Up Your Heels Entertainment one more time for y'all. Thank y'all.
Oh,
Appreciate y'all.
and something I wanted to tell you before I got off, man. Like I appreciate you really having me on. Where you located from? Where you located at?
I'm originally from New Orleans, but I live in Houston.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So it's always a blessing for me to be able to have my music heard in other places I'm not from. It's just another way for me to be able to expand the brand. So I definitely appreciate you having me on the show. And I want to tell you, man, keep going, man. Like podcast is taking over the world right now. So
Thank
like,
you, man.
yeah, you're gonna be able to look up and be like, damn, I remember where I started. You know what I'm saying? So keep going, bro.
Thank you, man. I think y'all should do a podcast, man. Them stories would be dope to put on a podcast form.
Yeah, yeah,
Like during the off season when you boy all like when y'all off, like do a
yeah,
podcast. That'd be dope as shit because y'all like because it's actually real life and y'all actually are two that can actually coexist off this. You know, you said it's
yeah.
five of y'all, so all five of y'all already vibing. Y'all know how to do it. That'd be dope as shit to put a podcast together and do one.
That's a
So
great idea. I'm gonna
because
put that in the group.
Because all five of y'all, because y'all already know how to vibe off each other. Y'all already know the stories. So it's
Yeah,
just like, it'd be dope as shit to like all season. I ain't
yeah,
doing shit except training all day. Might as well
yeah.
just do a podcast, get on this mic real quick, say how y'all feel, and kill it.
I like that, bro. I'm gonna put it in the group chat. I'm gonna put it in the
All right,
group.
man.
All right, man. I'm gonna take my dogs. I appreciate you, though, broski.
Man, thank you, man, for doing this, man. Appreciate
No
it,
doubt.
man. All right, man. You have a good night, man.
You too, man. All right, go.
Peace.
Peace.